Hey guys, I'm really excited to finally be able to make this video and share with you guys finally finishing up the home wall. Finishing up painting it, building up some climbing volumes, and also unboxing some new climbing holds. And then obviously setting the climbing wall itself. Feels like it's taken forever to get to this point, but if you guys want to watch, feel free to skip around, given the timestamps here and also in the description. So I hope you guys end up enjoying the video, and let's get into it. I ended up using this stuff. It's this like mold killer sealer paint stuff. So now I'm gonna go through, we'll put on this like glass panel here, fill that all up. I'm gonna go through, add a second coat. Also, pro tip, it's raining a lot right now. Pretty gross, you could probably hear it. There's no insulation in here, and so it can get like pretty damp feeling in here. And there was like straight up water dripping off holds before, and that's where all this mold came from. So I ended up picking up 2 of these damp rid things. Got one here, got one over there, and there's no moisture on anything, so you need to go with some moisture. These things are super cheap, they're like 20 bucks or something like that, and they work really well. So luckily this paint ended up going pretty far and I didn't have to buy any more. And the overall process of painting was pretty quick, but I did have to wait a couple days for the coats to dry. By the end of it, I ended up using 2 coats of paint, and that seems to have been fine so far. Climber moment. Alright, I got 2 of them. So you can see here I start to go and build some climbing volumes. I really wanted to add some more 3-dimensionality to the climbing wall, so it wasn't just a boring flat piece. So initially I decided to go and start off obviously building 1, but I had the idea that I wanted to go and build 2. I wanted 1 small one and 1 larger one. And I decided to go with a pretty easy method of building them, basically cutting out 3 equal pieces, all cut so they're right triangles, being 90 and 2 45-degree angles. And I kind of forgot, you need to make sure that the edges that are going to be on the wall are completely flush with it, so I had to take it apart, do an angle cut at 45 degrees with all the pieces, and then put it back together. And then finally sanding them, and they're basically ready. So I ended up ordering 40 pounds of Escape Climbing's factory seconds, which is basically holds that have been deemed to have some kind of defect on them, and you're able to buy by weight, super discounted holds. You're able to go and send them a letter basically telling your climbing grade, your wall angle, and just kind of overall what you want. So for me, I wanted kind of a variety of crimps, some wide pinches, slopers, and some footholds. Huge old guy. So I'll probably just go through and show off some of the cooler things, cooler holds. Dang, actually a lot of wood holds. These are nice. I did also mention in my letter that I'm training for outdoors. These crimps are definitely like more rock type kind of crimps. Kind of see there's a lot of texture on these. That's pretty cool. And also these are the factory seconds, so like most of them have something wrong with them, but like, I don't know, most of them are completely fine. I did notice one of the tiny feet that I have, it's definitely a shallow pour on this one. You probably can't really see it. Like these footholds are like already super tiny and thin, but I mean this is like, there's nothing in there, but I mean, be good outdoor training. That's a huge one. Pretty sick. Kind of a jug, honestly. Okay, so just finished taking all of the holds out, and this is 40 pounds of holds right here. So my thoughts, I would say I expected more footholds. I kind of only got out of all of them, I would really kind of argue that these are like the only actual footholds I got. Unless you argue that like these ones are footholds, but like I don't know. Overall, the crimps are pretty cool. Got a lot of outdoor style kind of crimps. Got some dual text crimps. Got some like smaller kind of 3-finger stuff. Got some kind of juggy stuff, which again didn't really ask for, but they're nice holds. Not gonna really complain that much. Got 3 of these nice wood pinches, which are really nice. The quality of them, super cool, super ergonomic, and definitely pretty much exactly the kind of pinches that I wanted. So these are really nice. Got 3 of them. Also wanted to mention, I got, it looks like 3 of these kind. These are like 3-finger pinches, or I guess you could do 4 fingers, but like they're this really interesting dual text kind of pinch that I've never seen before, and they're really cool. And the overall number of holds is, I think, maybe a little bit underwhelming. It's not as many as you'd kind of think you would get, but that just kind of lends itself towards these, because I did ask for some like slopers and wide pinches, and you really can't get, especially slopers, there's not that much, especially if it's on a flat wall. You can't really get a whole lot of that. Like these ones on a volume on the corner would be good, but yeah, you kind of need bigger holds for that kind of stuff. And full disclosure, full honesty, this hold, when I opened it, I was kind of disappointed, because in my mind this is a pretty massive hold. Like, I mean, I'm 6 foot, so this is a big hold. But this hold is heavy. This thing, I could go weigh it, but like this thing feels like 10 pounds or something, maybe. So this is like what feels like a large portion of the total weight of this, which is kind of a little bit disappointing. If it's, 10 pounds out of 40 pounds, this singular hold is like $100, which proportionally is a little bit rough, but like you got to keep in mind holds are expensive, and so like this is still an insane deal, and it kind of justified this being super heavy when I pulled out this hold. This hold is light and it's huge, it's interesting, and like this hold would be expensive if you just bought this new, I know for a fact. And the fact that it's so light, this thing's maybe 5 pounds, maybe 3 pounds. I really can't argue. Same with a lot of these other ones. This full dual text, kind of not quite sure how it's going to climb, but it's a nice hold, it's interesting, and it's pretty light. This one, pretty cool. I think it'll be really interesting on the wall. Pretty heavy, pretty big though, pretty cool macro hold. And then I think this is aside from the wood holds and this yellow, I think this is my favorite hold out of the entire pack. It's just a huge dual text pinch with like kind of that outdoorsy kind of rock texture on it, which I think is really cool. It's a Kingdom line hold. I think this thing is really cool. You could do a lot with this, I think. And then it looks like these are, yeah, same hold, escape climbing. Pretty cool, pretty big holds, pretty juggy, but I mean, I think it's nice. I definitely think the wall was lacking a lot of like the bigger kind of holds, which is kind of why I wanted like some slopers and just some more like kind of ergonomic stuff, that it wasn't just all gonna be just tiny little crimps. I mean, if you were like setting with this, which I'm not necessarily like setting, but I mean, you could do some block stuff with this. It'd be kind of cool if you're like at a gym. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm really satisfied with my purchase. I think, yeah, the footholds were a little bit lacking. The hold selection was like 90–95% what I wanted. And I mean, it's just like, if you want more holds, just like pure volume, then you can say that. I think I maybe could have been a little bit more descriptive and like if I wanted more holds, but I did kind of just want bigger holds like these, a little bit more ergonomic, open hand kind of stuff, and like compression, slopers, stuff like that. So overall, pretty satisfied. And again, when you just put it into perspective of how much all these holds would be if you were to buy them new, it's just a crazy deal. So now as I kind of get to the setting, I really just want to clarify, because I feel like it might come off that I'm kind of hating on escape climbing a little bit right now in this video, but escape climbing is like one of my favorite companies. This is the third time I've bought holds from them, and I plan to buy more from them in the future. They're a great company, and they're basically one of the only options for kind of hobby wall people. So definitely not trying to hate on them. They're a great company, and if you're looking for buying holds, I strongly recommend them. Not sponsored. So even though this whole process of me setting the wall was really quick for the video, the actual process probably took me about 3 days of putting up holds and kind of tweaking stuff a little bit. And I know I didn't get into a whole lot of the details because I felt like if I really got into the details for this video for every single step, this video would be an hour long. But if you guys do want to actually see some like tips for HomeWall stuff, I'd love to go and hear it. And at some point in the future, I am going to be resetting the wall. So if you guys want a more in-depth setting video on a HomeWall, then just leave a comment. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.